Okay, so let's go down here to CoinMarketCap and we can have a look at Bitcoin since it started. And this is the entire all. So way back here, when they listed it, it was worth $135. This was a few years after it was actually created. And then you can see here in 2014, it was worth $1,000. And then it dropped way down to 237. And then around December 2016, it was worth $790. And then you can see it skyrockets, dips, skyrockets, etc. There's a dip here, and then it goes all the way up. And right now we're at, I would say, a peak where I think it'll cool off just a bit, and then it'll just keep rising. As you can see these patterns, it kind of repeats itself. All right, so let's go up here for a second. You'll notice that the market cap size currently is $71 billion, and that there are 16,500,000 Bitcoins out in existence right now. The total amount that can ever be created is 21 million, and that is based off the person who created it, who is actually anonymous, Satoshi Nakamoto, and you can look into him if you'd like, but basically he is unknown, he's anonymous, and he released his source code into a forum, and then developers started to work on the code and realized that there was something really cool that was created, this decentralized way of sending transactions without a third party. And it took a few years before it became somewhat popular, and then it eventually exploded earlier in 2017. And the sky's the limit with this, but it's rumored that he is the creator, but it's actually not known. So to get Bitcoins, you can either purchase them or you can mine them. Now, there are websites that you can invest in that will mine for you, but you don't really get that great returns. In my opinion, just buying and holding or learning to trade is the best way to get returns. And compared to the stock market, cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile, which means they go up and down quite frequently, and they don't just change a few percentage. They go up, 40%, 120%, 1,000%, then they drop. So you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. Definitely do not put any money into this unless you're willing to lose it. If you need the money you're investing, don't invest it. Decide not to, because again, cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile. They could change overnight and you could lose all your money. But as it is now, it seems like the world is slowly adopting it. And still to this day, there's only a small fraction of the world that currently invests in cryptocurrencies. The majority of people invest in Bitcoin because that's what they know. Then the thousands of other alternative cryptocurrencies, or what's known as altcoins, those ones are just explored a little bit by the investors. So as time passes and there are more Bitcoins mined, it's anticipated that it'll take another 100 years or so before all of them are mined, because every single new Bitcoin that is created becomes a little more challenging than the last. And that's based off a computer problem that it needs to solve. So there's an algorithm, a certain code, a problem that a computer needs to solve through processing power. And once it's solved, you earn a Bitcoin for solving the problem. And that's basically what the system has created. Right now, there have been 16 million that have been created or mined, and then a total of 21 million can be created. Once we get closer, let's say around 18 or 19 million, they're going to start becoming extremely difficult. And based on the growth rate of technology, the processing power probably won't be great enough to keep up with the exponential growth rate of how hard each new Bitcoin is to create or mine. So what that means is it's going to take a very, very long time to get to 21 million. Unless there's a gigantic change in technology and the processing power goes to the moon, it explodes. In that case, they would be able to solve Bitcoins a lot faster, but realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to take, between 50 and 100 years to get there. And because of the limited supply, that's going to be driving the price up. And that's very important to understand, because a lot of other cryptocurrencies, they have a limit in the hundreds of millions, some in the billions, I believe some even in the trillions, which means the price will never get that high because there's just too many to make each one worth a high amount. And to further that, there are a few that are actually limitless. They can just continuously be mined. And you'll never see those ones probably past even $50 or $100. So that doesn't mean there are bad investments, but it's just something to keep in mind that because of the limited supply of Bitcoin and how long it's going to take to get there, this price will most likely skyrocket. And most people don't understand that. you're already way ahead of 99.9% of the world by just understanding that. And it's predicted that, Bitcoin could be between 50 and 100,000 by 2021. Now, again, we are not giving investment advice. We are not telling you that this will absolutely go to 50,000 or 100,000. We are simply providing you information on how to get into this trading and how to do it. But your money is your money, and what you decide to do with it is up to you. Only invest money you're willing to lose, and talk to a financial advisor. They will give you advice. They will tell you where to put your money safely. This is high risk, high reward kind of thing. And based on the past, it can be predicted that the future will also provide high returns. But again, nothing's in stone. I believe recently Bitcoin actually surpassed the company PayPal in market cap, which is pretty crazy.